The Akashic Records hold all information, past, present, and future, and are available to assist you now.
Do you seek answers within yourself but don't know if you can trust your intuition? Do you desire positive change in life but feel unsupported by others? Do you suffer from failure to execute but have hit your point of enough? Not only have I been there, but I have found my way out, and so can you. The Akashic Records are your key to understanding any area of stagnation and hold solutions to your greatest challenges. My mission is to teach you everything I know about the Akashic Records, how to use them with mastery, while always staying in beginner's mind, which will keep you humble yet powerful. It's all within you. Come, let me show you.
What have I gained from the Akashic Records? Reading the Akashic Records has strengthened and deepened my intuition, and at the same time allowed me to build a deeper connection with the inner wisdom of my gut and my heart in order to be able to support and challenge the decisions that I've made in my head.
Learning to read the Akashic Records helped me to cultivate the courage and the knowledge to start a new business. It helped guidance become clearer. It helped me become more confident for my entire life moving forward.
The records are now open. Welcome everybody to the 528 episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. We are going to jam together for the next 30. I mean, who am I kidding? I would say it's 30 minutes and I have so much fun with y'all that we stay 45. So just block off the next 45 minutes because we are going to tap into the Akashic Records. If you are not familiar with what the Akashic Records are, I'm super excited for you. You're going to be especially mind blown today. And if you are familiar with the Akashic Records, you know that we are going to experience some expansion here together today. Y'all, I got to give a shout out to Connect TV. Let's say hello to Connect TV. If you are part of our regular audience here at the Akashic Academy, do me a favor and let's welcome, say hello to our new audience, Connect TV, Kent Speakman, Stuart, Christina, thank you. And thank you, the team over at Connect TV, so much for partnering with us here at the Akashic Academy to get this empowering message of the Akashic Records out to more and more people. We are at a critical time of evolution, shift, and change here on our planet. And how the planet shifts and changes, what our future timeline, what the outcome looks like depends on the work each one of us does individually in terms of advancing our own consciousness, in terms of understanding ourselves, what we are creating, and how to create differently. All right. So here's the deal. You already see a couple questions start rolling in here. Thank you, Miss Sarah and Paula, for asking your questions before we even got started. I'm going to invite the rest of you. Go ahead, start lighting up my chat box with questions. All right, before we get to your questions today, I am going to give everybody some context on what the Akashic Records are and why they are so important. And then we're going to get down to channeling some intel from the Akashic Records. So the Akashic Records, if you are new to this magical technology, the Akashic Records are the realm of consciousness that hold all information, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. This realm of consciousness is also known as God mind. It's known as superconscious intelligence. You may have heard it referred to as the ether. Yes, ether is a Sanskrit word. Akash is the Sanskrit word that means ether. So those words are interchangeable. Ether is primordial energy. All right, we all come wired to this God mind. I know, it's amazing. I'll tell you a little bit more about my story and what happened to me once I remembered that I was wired to God mind, and why I'm so excited to help the rest of humanity to remember that we are indeed wired to a technology that once we learn how to use it, we can get instantaneous wisdom, guidance, and clarity from a soul level perspective. Okay, I love using the Akashic Records for stepping into our potential. So if you are down with how you can step into your potential, peak performance, turning on your DNA, activating your skills, quantum timeline shifting, you are in the right place. The Akashic Records is the tool that's helped me do that. Okay. So I like to use the Akashic Records for healing, for guidance, clarity. You can see that we've already got questions coming in around those areas. So go ahead and light up my chat box. For those of you who are meeting me for the first time, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Emily Harrison. I'm the founder director here inside the Akashic Academy. I'm an Akashic Records mentor, working with visionaries and thought leaders, training them to exit the world of ordinary thought and tap in to the realm of superconscious intelligence. Okay, once we do this, we can heal our life of the karma, of the repetitive challenges that we find ourselves in, and we can tap into our unique creative genius, which we are here to unleash on the planet. All right, here's my backstory in a nutshell. I grew up small town Missouri. Y'all, I went to Mizzou. I quit life in Missouri, quit college when I was a sophomore, and decided to go seek fame and fortune in Hollywood. I had a moment where I was like, I want to be an actress. So I moved to Hollywood. I had a lot of success early on, not the success that I wanted. So I really began to train my subtle energy body. I found out like one of my biggest challenges was I wasn't able to execute the vision of myself in my mind in reality. It's like the potential Emily that was in my mind. I would get sides for an audition. I would read them, be like, dang, I'm going to be good at this. And I would go into the audition room and I was not very good. I battled my nerves and all kinds of things until I started studying my subtle energy body, studying yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, and meditation. And the more I began to get a grip on my own subtle energy body, the more acting jobs I started to get. My vibrational frequency felt like it was raising. All right. And I got to the point where I had just like critical come to Jesus moments with myself. On the outside, my life looked really cool. All right. I was a small town girl. I was making it in Hollywood. I had a young family. And on the inside, I was finding myself really challenged. Right. The more my consciousness opened up, the less fulfilled I felt in the career path that I had chosen. It felt like what am I doing here? I felt like I didn't have direction. I was depressed. If any of you guys are creative types, actually, we're all creative types. And I wasn't living from a space of inspiration. I found myself depressed, taking antidepressants. There were challenges in my marriage. I didn't really know how to express myself and communicate. And I was really running from all of this. All right. My life looked great on the outside. I had problems on the inside. And I'll be honest with you, it's pretty much the same now. Here's what's different though. Okay. Before I came across the Akashic Records and the awareness that I could shift my consciousness into a different state and I could get intelligence about myself that I couldn't get when I was stuck in the illusion, stuck in the Maya. Okay. Once I realized that I could tap in and get this information about myself, it's not that I didn't have challenges anymore. I still have challenges. I didn't know what to do to get out of them. Before, one, I didn't know what was causing the challenge. I didn't know what pattern. I was unconsciously repeating a pattern in my life that was creating something that I didn't want. And I didn't know what that was. Can anybody relate? Anybody stuck anywhere in your life? The other challenge that I had was I wasn't able to, like, even if I could heal myself of these repetitive patterns, it was really challenging for me to speak my truth, to know myself dynamically enough, to know what I wanted to create instead, because I only knew myself through my experiences and my trauma, which is how the vast majority of people, that's how most of us know ourselves. Okay. So once I tapped into the Akashic Records and I was able to see myself and ask questions from this higher state of mind, life began to make sense. Everything began to make sense. Okay. I have been able to shift patterns in my own life, like starting my own business. I've been on food stamps before. I learned how to create my own job and earn multi-six figures. So I teach others how to do that as well. I have clients who have shifted autoimmune disease in their life, who've shifted ancestral patterns that have held them back. So you name it, we can dive into it today. The cool thing is that you can do this too, but first I'm going to do it for you. All right. That's why your questions matter so much. I'm going to tap into the space of the Akashic Records. Now, I've already opened the Akashic Records. Okay. I went through a meditation process, connected into the records. So as you come into this space, my hope is that you will notice connection or an ability to receive higher level intelligence. I've set an intention that the next piece of information that matters to you is going to drop in today. That's another reason you should stay all 45 minutes, y'all. And I'll give you a gift at the end too, okay? It's kind of like when I was a young mom. I'm not a young mom anymore. My kids are 15, 18, and 21. But when I was a young mom, I wasn't above rewarding them with candy. That's kind of like what we're doing now. I give you a present at the end. Yes, good. You're going to love it. Here's why you really want to stay, though. Your soul has invited you into this space for a reason. And there is a piece of intelligence, an aha moment, a way of looking at things differently that's going to matter for you. And it might not be in the first thing that we unravel. All right, so stay till the end. Not only am I going to tap in and get intelligence from the Akashic Records, I'm also going to bring through a transmission energy that will help activate this within your DNA so that you can embody action steps, not just knowing and saying, oh, that made sense. But you are also going to be embodied, inspired, and motivated with an action step that will help move you into a higher timeline. All right, send some love likes, hearts across the screen if you're ready to get going. One more time, shout out to Connect TV. I'm so excited to bridge these audiences. You guys are high level here at the Akashic Academy, high level in your consciousness. Same thing going on over at Connect TV, y'all. If you have not checked out what's going on over there, they've got Shaman Durek, they've got Jay Shetty, they've got another previous soap star, now do-gooder, helping to expand consciousness on the planet, Josh Duhamel. I'm really excited to add some value over here at Connect TV. All right, so we're going to rock and roll here. Miss Sarah, do I see you moving to another state? I'm going to tap in here for you. Yep, already connecting in with the guides. Okay, so the guides want to speak not only to Sarah right now, but anyone out there who is at a crossroad, or you're making a decision to go one direction or another in your life. Okay, so the first thing that the guides want to say is that there's no right or wrong answer. And my clairsentience, I'm getting chills going through my body as I'm saying this. There's no right or wrong answer in terms of our free will and what we want to choose. Okay, and that's fundamental for everyone to realize here on the planet, because we are creators. We are made in the likeness and image of God, Goddess, ultimate creator. And we get to make every single decision sovereignly in our lives. We get to choose. All right. So let's, first of all, the guides want to start there. Anybody who's at a crossroad right now, and it's not even energy coming in, y'all. It's not even for those people who are just at a crossroad. This is for truly everyone. We're going to do a sovereignty activation. Sovereignty is your freedom, your free will. We're going to be working in the soul star. I'm sorry, not soul star. Soul star way up here, y'all. We're going to be working the solar plexus chakra. So your solar plexus chakra is about 2 inches above your belly button. And when I channel live here for you on the show, I noticed the guides like to work in our chakras and like direct our attention to certain parts of our technology, parts of our body. Now, your chakras, if you're not familiar, these are spinning wheels of energy. They're vortexes within your body. They can be measured with scientific tools, although not all of them have a specific location in your body. Some do. Your throat chakra is one, that's your thyroid gland, that has a physical location in your body. Your third eye, your pineal gland, located between the 2 hemispheres of your brain. That one has a physical location. The one we're working on right now, solar plexus, 2 inches above your belly button, inner sun, personal power. This does not have a physical location in your body other than 2 inches above your belly button. Okay, focusing all of your energy there. As we focus all of our energy on our personal power center, and I mean all of your awareness, as you do this, you will activate the innate intelligence within your solar plexus, your personal power, bringing it into balance. Okay, so our chakras can get out of balance. If your solar plexus is overactive, you probably want to control things in your life. Okay. And if your solar plexus is underactive, you probably shrink back from, and you don't play in your full power and in your full courage. All right. So let's bring that into balance. We also want to align that with our ability to be led by unseen guidance, our intuition, our ability to know something instantly. So I want you to, with one hand, put one hand on your solar plexus, and then whatever hands you're not using on your solar plexus, 2 fingers into the third eye, pushing in and up as we breathe. In 3, 2, 1. All right, so that was a dual activation there. You got an activation for sovereignty and courage so that you can choose, you can take the choice back of what it is that you want to experience. And then what else did we get there? Oh, we synced it up to our third eye. So we had the courage to be led by unseen guidance. Whew, good stuff, y'all. Send some love light sparks across the screen already. You get some, and the guys have more, Sarah, so don't go away. Okay. Crossroads. Okay. Back to Sarah's question. Do I see her moving to another state? The guys are saying it's more about empowering yourself to make a decision. You can't make a wrong decision. How we can use the Akashic Records, and we're going to do this right now. So anybody who is at a crossroad, you can play along, whether it's another state or not. Okay, if you're going to play along, I want you to go ahead and start relaxing yourself. Take some nice deep breaths, because we want to move into a state of relaxation where not only the body's relaxed, but your thoughts are fluid and relaxed. You want to notice them, the ones that are just going by, okay? Okay, so for those of you who are playing along, you're going to use your Akashic mind, the Akashic Records right now, to look into your future and to see which path is best for you. Okay? Choice A for Sarah might be moving to this other state that she's thinking about. What is choice A for you? Figure out what choice A is. Closing your eyes and ask the guides to reveal to you the great things, the positive things that would happen to you, the joyful growth that you would experience on this timeline. And you might receive that in pictures. You might start getting a storyline. You might feel like you're not getting anything. For those of you who feel like you're not getting anything, I'll encourage you, tune into your body and just notice where the energy is moving in your body. Don't try to get a picture or words. Just notice, maybe you might feel sensation in the body, or you might see color in the body. You can receive this in all different ways. You can receive the intelligence in all different ways. Trust that it will unpack itself. It will further reveal itself to you in the perfect time. All right. So we're looking into choice A right now. We're getting data. We're getting information about the joyful part. Let's ask about what the challenges would be in that timeline. And allow yourself to receive energy. Good. Okay, take a deep breath. We're going to work quickly here. In and out of timelines. Y'all timeline jumper, shake it off. We got Dodie Kindle in the house. I saw you down here, Dodie, holding powerful space. I will come back to those questions for you. Oh, actually, second guessing choices comes from imbalance in our solar plexus. So we already fixed that. Way to go, Dodie. Thanks for calling that in for us already and for holding space here. All right, so step 1, empower yourself to make a decision. Step 2, we're feeling into timeline choice number 1. What's there for you? We shook it off. Now I want you to tap into timeline number 2. What's the second choice that you have? Ask the guides to reveal to you the positive aspects of that, the growth. What's the opportunity that's available for you? Just feel into that, get a glimpse of it. Okay, you're going to have challenges on that timeline too. So ask about what the soul challenges are going to look like. You might get a sense or a knowingness if you feel like you're ready for those challenges or you want those challenges. I will say, I mean, if the challenges reveal themselves, you ready, whether you think you are or not. Okay. All right, so now we have two different energy vibrational experiences that we've glimpsed. You've gotten all of this data from within yourself, which is the better place to get it than from my mouth, I promise you. Hopefully you'll pick up some nuggets of wisdom along the way and you'll be entertained a little bit as we go here. But the most important thing is what wisdom you get. And the records is inside of your body, which is why I want to play with you and have you practice getting this intelligence out from your own self. Okay? Because as it comes through me, it's going to be colored with my experience of life. And if you can do this for yourself, you might as well, get your own information. All right. So now that we have two different vibrational frequencies, which one feels better? Which one is more joyful to you? Following our joy. Joy is the navigation tool that we want to be using to lead ourselves into our highest time. Okay? What's up, Chief Flow? I'm glad you're here. Oh, my George. I'm happy you're here. My third eye just did a little doodly dance. All right, so let's go ahead and activate some energy in the third eye for expanded vision. Okay, that will help us all see what is possible for ourselves in the future. All right, so cool. Not only did we do some rapid timeline jumping there. Is that fun? Did you guys have fun? Let me know. Let me know if that's good for you, if you want more. And high five yourself, pat yourself on the back. That's timeline jumping. We shifted our consciousness into another frequency of possibility. Taking a look at that, trying it on, as I say, see if it feels good. Notice how your body responds to it. Your body might expand. And let your own inner awareness be your guide. It's using your consciousness to timeline jump and give you information. Way to go. Okay. Miss Paula Petrie. Hi, Emily. What's coming in? What's coming new on the horizon for modalities to offer and to learn about how do you use the Akashic Records to find them? Ooh, that is a great question. I just go into the Akashic Records and ask. And I ask specifically for where I'm noticing that I have challenges. Okay, because I'm, I surround myself with, like I said, the audiences that are coming together here in this space. Not only the audience here at the Akashic Academy and Connect TV, these are high level experts and individuals here on the planet. If you don't see yourself as that, I will invite you to, as you come into this space, that's who I surround myself with. So for me, I just figure out where I need help and support, ask my guides about that, and then create, then I give it a try and then I share it. That's one way that I create new modalities. And by the way, creating new modalities is a very important thing. And I'll also share with you what creating new modalities can look like for me. I'll give you an example. Okay. Well, here's the example. I shared with you when we first started how I used the Akashic Records in my own life to go from my friend Roz put this fancy vocabulary for me together, from food stamps to fortune. Okay. So in order to go from food stamps to fortune, I not only had to have a path in the physical world, like how that was going to be possible in the 3D world, I also had to address the energetics within myself, because if I had the ability to hold the frequency of a multi-six-figure timeline where I'm in my genius zone and helping humanity, I would have done it by now. I did not have those skills, right? So why didn't I have those skills? Well, okay, let me just say this. I did have those skills. They were masked however, because I only knew myself through trauma and experience. And the particular trauma and experience that was blocking me in this scenario, that was blocking my ability to expand my income. Oh, speak of Josh Duhamel and soap stars. This trauma that I have comes back from my Hollywood day. I was the soap star in Bold and the Beautiful. I was Bridget Forrester, who is quintessential character on Bold and the Beautiful. And I never wanted to do soap operas. I felt like it was selling out. I'll be honest. I wanted to be like Angelina Jolie. Okay. And once I had my son Jack, and I was still like beating the path in Hollywood of going to auditions during the day and waiting tables at night, when Bold and the Beautiful came the third time and asked me if I wanted the role, I'm like, okay, I'll take it. And it sucked. Okay. Although I was trying to convince myself that this is what 26-year-old Emily wanted and how cool this was in my life. So much so, I bought all of my friends and family back home Soap Opera Digest magazines, bought them subscriptions. I thought they were going to be able to follow along with my rise to fame. Oh no. I was not good on the show. It wasn't in alignment for me. I didn't fit in. I sucked. And there were rumors that I was going to get fired before it actually happened that went out in the Soap Opera Digest magazines to all of my friends and family back home. And 26-year-old Emily, small town girl from Missouri, when I did actually get fired from that show, I did not have the tools that I needed to manage all of that. This was about the best I could do, and it happened on a subconscious level. I made a soul contract that said, if this is what success looks like, I don't want it. And so my guide pointed that out when I wanted to make this substantial income jump, when I needed to, because this was, 20 years later, the rug had fallen out from under my feet in terms of being a single mom and needing to provide for my kids. And my business was not in a place where I could do that by itself at that point in time. And I needed to make a timeline jump. Okay. So obviously I need to figure out how to do that in the physical world. I didn't know how to do that. I ended up getting a business mentor that helped me with that. However, what I learned, it was really valuable. And I'll tell you, it didn't matter. There are a million different techniques that can work if you want to quintuple your income. The question is, did I work? Did I have the capacity to hold the vibrational frequency of that much success? And the answer was no, I didn't, because I'd had a bad experience, traumatic experience. Okay. So that was the first thing the records show me. And then, so I say, how do I change that? And they started bringing ideas into my mind that were a mixture, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay. So here's what came into my mind. The intelligence that comes from Chinese medicine, that our internal organs hold somatic memory, which means the memory of our emotion gets stored in the body. We also know this from the book, The Body Keeps Score. Okay. So specifically, the guides showed me my heart was storing, take two. So I love Hollywood. I do love Hollywood because you can do a take two. Take two. Lungs store the sadness. Heart stores unforgiveness. Stomach stores the worry. Kidneys store the fear. Liver stores the anger. Okay, so I was storing all of these vibrational frequencies, this cocktail of frequencies from my traumatic experience that I needed to get out. Okay, great. I know where they are. How do I get them out? I love EFT tapping. Anybody else out there love EFT tapping? When you do it the normal way, you do karate chop points, you say your mantras, you tap the spaces, right? You guys follow me? Okay. My guide said, just tap on the organs. So I started tapping on the lungs, the heart, the belly, kidneys, the fear. Furthermore, while I was tapping, anybody like to chant? Anybody like mantras? Anybody like the sound of your own voice? Some of you thinking, damn, she liked the sound of her own voice there. Your voice is powerful, whether you believe in the Big Bang or whether you believe God spoke the universe into existence. Sound is how we create. So you want to, the guys were saying you want to speak, and they said, Ho'oponopono, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. So I did that 5 times on all 5 organs for 5 days, the 555, which is the numbers I got. Okay. And that was the methodology or the protocol of how I shifted timelines and how I help others shift timelines. So the methodology protocol for you, the special protocol that helped me quintuple my timeline. That's it right there. So that's what it looks like for me. Or there's one more way, Paula, that I do it, and that is my ass stumble through it, meaning whatever challenge I'm in my life, it's perhaps something that's been a repetitive challenge, and then whatever growth happens in me, I find my way through it differently, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I just did that differently than I normally do. What happened? And I'll dissect it, right? Success leaves clues. So I'll reverse engineer things that I stumble onto that I do well or okay, or sometimes even awesomely. And I'll create methodology around it. Okay. So those are the ways that I do it. The guys want to activate the inner teacher within us, and then want to activate, speaking of Soul Star, which it's probably been at least 10, 15 minutes since I spoke of it. Soul Star chakra, 12 inches above your head is your crown. 12 inches above that, so about 2 to 3 feet above your head, is your Soul Star chakra. Soul Star is where we are all connected into the Akashic Records. All right, so let's go ahead and activate that Soul Star for you all so that you can tap into your own records. Paula also asked, how do I use the Akashic Records? So this is an important thing to note about how the Akashic Records work. By the way, everybody focusing on the Soul Star right now, diamond white light coming down over your aura as this activates. Okay, here's how the Akashic Records work. They work by invitation only, which doesn't mean only certain ones of us are invited. We're all wired into this one mind, okay? What it means when I say the records work by invitation only, you have to invite forward the information. So you want to ask. Okay, so that's another just super simple answer, Paula. How do I use the Akashic Records? Just ask. Ask. Okay, and we want to ask questions to get intel coming in from the Akash. And so activating that Soul Star. Way to go, Paula. Thank you for bringing in that activation that will no doubt bring more and more healing modalities. If you're looking for your next healing modality, by the way, you are a healer out there. Woo! Go find it after today and bring it to the planet, y'all. Find your next healing modality. Good stuff. Okay. Let's keep going. Darja to Star, you made them move to McLeod, California, and have Mount Shasta in your view at your table. Ha 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 ha. Wow. Yes, that's amazing. For those of you guys who don't know, Mount Shasta is, I'm very connected into the consciousness of Mount Shasta. She's so sacred to me. One of the places that I take my advanced students for activation for radical timeline shift. Okay, it happens every August. If you want to know more about the Mount Shasta experience, go to the Akashic Academy. Not right now. Stay here. You gotta stay here for till your soul's done learning. But then go to the AkashicAcademy.com, and under retreats, you can read more about the Mount Shasta experience. It's opening up a portal so that you can step into your highest timeline. And I will also say, Darja, my experience, because you say things aren't playing out, things are playing out differently than I had imagined. Praying I made a good decision here. Damn straight, girl. Shasta will test your ass. Pardon all my French. Okay. Sorry, Kent. Sorry, Christina. Sorry, Stuart. Over at Connect TV. I didn't see my mom in here in the house today. Y'all, we got to get mama in the house because I definitely curse less when she's here. But my mom's been super busy. My mom has her own business in St. Louis, Missouri, where she has an area of expertise in biofield tuning. Y'all, she's so powerful. Okay, I digress. All right, so back to Shasta. So Shasta being one of the most powerful and most active vortexes right now on the planet. Not only is Shasta the root chakra of the entire planet, we talked about our chakras earlier. Your root chakra is where we process our safety and security, our survival on the planet. So it makes sense that you're going to question yourself at this fundamental level. And the lesson is, I'm getting chills down my whole body, Darja, is choosing to trust that you were called there, and the importance of framing. How you frame things is everything. And our framing means how we're looking at things, what perspective we're looking at things from. We are the writers, directors, producers, creators. We are Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and y'all all the way home here in our lives on this planet. You're playing all the different parts. So you've got to get a spin on it that you can get on board with. Okay? That feels good to you, and trust yourself. And it makes sense that Shasta is going to test us at that level. I will also say, when I take people into Shasta, the year following the experience there, their life radically changes. And 9 times out of 10, it looks nothing like what they had imagined. So sounds about right. Sounds like the energies of Shasta are working on you. Let's see, what else do the guys want to say about this? Oh, yes. The importance of framing and making a good decision. I want to give a shout out to a dear friend, former student of mine, and one of my favorite colleagues, favorite humans on the planet, Kara Melindy. If y'all love astrology and you don't follow Kara Melindy yet, what I love is she not only gives us the report about what's happening right now in the cosmos, as above, so below. If you haven't heard of that Hermetic principle, as above, so below tells us what's going on the bigger scape of the cosmos is also reflected down here. And we see that through astrology. That's why keeping track of the celestial bodies and how they influence us can be really important for us all in terms of harnessing the energies that are available. Okay, so I love astrology for that. And Kara will channel in messages from the Akashic Records that just help us with even more clarity on how to use the energies at their highest potential. Okay, Kara said this the other day about herself when she learns that when she recognizes that the story that she's telling herself and that she's in isn't serving her so well, right? And maybe it's a story that we're telling ourselves because of our past experiences and our past traumas. We simply ask, what story, Kara asked, and I'm doing this now too, y'all, what story would serve me better? How simple, right? What story would serve me better? And get your mindset, like go back to mindset, tweaking there, and create your own story, all right? I also love the back pocket question, what is here for me to learn? Full surrender. Hey, this does not look like what I expected it to look like. What is here for me to learn? Okay. Anybody who has challenges, like repetitive challenges that you are experiencing right now in your life, that is the question that will that fully get you out? It'll get your ass most of the way. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to curse anymore. It'll get you most of the way out. Not all the way out, the guys are saying. All right. The first thing is that here's how to get out of any situation that you're stuck in. How to get out, the guides. They're going to break it down for you. Here's your roadmap. Okay. First question, what is my soul here to learn? What's the lesson? Okay, where are you being invited to grow? How has it served you? Like, what's the gift within the wound? That can be the place where, those questions are somewhat interchangeable. Because once we find how something served us, like what's the lesson here? How has it served me? Once we get that information, we no longer need it. We're no longer contracted to that soul lesson. Makes sense? Ooh, it's got chills on my body. Say yes if that makes sense if you're receiving that. Okay? Then you get to choose if you want to continue with that pattern or you want to continue a new pattern. If you're not really clear about what the new version of you looks like that you want to choose, what happens is we go into default mode and then we go back to our old patterns. Okay, so just recognizing or answering those two questions, right? Which is, oh, I forgot. The first one, the second one is how does it serve me, the gift within the wound? Well, anyway, I guess you'll have to rewind to remember what the other questions are. But those two questions will only like get you almost all the way out. You still have to make a choice of what the new version of you gets to look like, and you get to create that identity. Okay? How many of you would like to use your higher mind to help you create that identity, by the way? All right. For those of you who are saying yes, I have something very cool for you. Let me go. It's time for the free gift, y'all. All right. So for those of you who want to continue tapping in and asking yourself these questions, and you don't want to be limited by the part of you that has experienced trauma and limitation on this planet, if you do not want to be limited by that and you want to be able to tap into your higher mind, you're going to want to use your intuition. Intuition is the key. Okay, intuition is your ability to know something instantly beyond your experiences here on the planet. Right? Yes, Dodie, the new version of you. If you want to tap into your higher mind, to take a look at the new version of you and what is possible, if you want to see beyond your current limitations, your logical mind is not going to do that for you, y'all. It's your intuitive mind. Okay? A lot of us think that we don't have great intuition or we don't understand how our intuition works. I break this down super simple. Okay, intuition, also known as your psychic skills. If you want to learn how to activate your intuition in 15 seconds a day so it can become a reliable source of wisdom for you, so you can learn to trust this, eventually you can learn to allow yourself to be led by unseen guidance that is bigger than you. You're going to have to develop a stronger relationship with your intuition. I promise you, you all have it. And once you understand how it works, you're going to get excited about using it, interacting with it every day. Okay, so this is the key. I want to invite you all to download this free gift. All right, this is your intuitive development training. It's going to teach you how to sharpen your ability to read the messages, to know something instantly, so you too can take advantage of the technology, your technology, and what you're wired to, y'all. You are wired to superconscious intelligence, to one mind, to God mind. Not only does your God mind know how to get you out of any situation that you are stuck in, your God mind that can only be expressed uniquely through you, I should say, the God mind, the goddess mind that is yours to express, to animate here on this planet, the creative genius that you are here to leave. Only you can show up and create this. And I promise you, we create, you can create so much better and more effectively if you're creating from your divine self rather than from your limited human self. All right. I love you all. Go get them. Thank you so much for being here today. If this has served you, I'm going to invite you to share it out, because truly the more and more of us that step into our highest potential, shifts and changes, and the easier it gets for all of us to embody heaven on earth, which is our divine right. It's talk about direction of timelines, where the planet going. That's if you're here on this show, that's the timeline we're on, and it's our responsibility to create it. All right, awesome. I'll see you guys all back here again next week.
This was next level. It was amazing. I feel absolutely different, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I was able to let go of so much limitation and fear and expand on an energetic level. I just feel so open and so aligned, and I've been able to let go and free up so much more potential. And so now that I've cleared that space out, I can tell that I'm going to be able to download, contain, and maintain a much more significant imprint in this world.